When I first qualified as a pharmacist, we hardly ever had a diabetic come into the pharmacy. We'd dispense maybe 1 insulin per month and very few bottles of tablets. You'd never hear of a child diabetic. Today, you'll have several people coming in for diabetic injections and lots of people on medication for elevated sugar levels. So how do you know when you've got hyperglycemia? It's when you've got lots of energy, then no energy. Lots of energy, no energy. And your body says eat something, anything. You know, anything, but preferably something sweet. You take something sweet and instantaneously you have a big surge of energy, but then only to drop in a hole again very rapidly. So what happens is your body's telling you eat, 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 eat. And if you eat all the time, you know what happens? You end up putting on weight. And that creates another problem. You know, today, maybe one of the major reasons of diabetes is our diet. All processed foods are very, very high in sugar, so it's very, very important that if you have a history in your family, or even if you haven't got a history of sugar in your family, watch your diet. I believe that one of the major causes of diabetes is the deficiency of chromium in the soil. And I find by giving chromium to a patient, their sugar levels drop. A little prick in your thumb and take 1 drop of blood and they can tell what your sugar level is. Now, if you have anyone in your family that is diabetic or they take diabetic tablets, it's a good idea to get tested because this problem is definitely an hereditary problem. If there's a lot of diabetics in your family, it's a good idea to purchase a testing kit. They're very, very cheap. And just on a periodical basis, test everyone in your family. You know, it is advisable annually to go to your doctor and have a full medical anyway, but a lot of people don't want to do that. So testing for diabetes is a good idea. I'd like to help prevent hyperglycemia and diabetes with everyone in Australia because I know that will improve their health and well-being. But I also know that if you are a diabetic and you're taking diabetic tablets, I know it costs you over $30 every single month for your medication. I know that if you're taking insulin, the cost of an insulin injection per month is getting up near $100. This is an extreme cost, and if we can only reduce the number of people taking tablets and the number of people injecting, it's going to be fantastic. I've got a personal interest in this topic because my grandfather was an insulin-dependent diabetic. So I've always been at risk. Will I have a problem? About 20 years ago, I had a routine blood test and my blood level came out at 7. Now, my doctor said to me, it's too high, it should be 5. He said, look, go away, watch your diet, exercise, cut down on the amount of sugar you eat and do a test in 3 months. If my sugar level wasn't to reduce to 5, he would put me on tablets. Tablets was the last thing I wanted to be on. So I went away and did all those things he told me to do, plus I took chromium and adrenostress. Now I had a real sweet tooth, but after a few days of taking this, I no longer craved for sugar. My blood level came in after 3 months at 5.4. If you feel you're on the path to diabetes, what you can do, you can reduce your sugar intake, you can exercise more, drink lots and lots of filtered water, take probiotics. So if you think you've got a history to diabetes, make a change now. You'll be glad you did.